accent, welcoming you to this year's WWE Night of Champions review show. It takes place at the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Pretty big show here. They have a lot of big matches here. But before I start it, and if you're not a subscriber yet, won't you be a champion? Click on that subscribe button. Now let's let it rip. Night of Champions is the finals to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It is the phenomenal AJ Styles against Seth freaking Rollins. It starts out with a textbook dropkick from AJ Styles as Seth Rollins was playing with the crowd a little bit. Seth Rollins would get some offense in. The actions will spill out to the floor. Seth would hit a big flying knee on Styles, but Styles would avoid a big stomp and he gets the advantage. Seth makes a comeback. He hit a buckle bomb and a frog splash for 2. Styles will go for the phenomenal forearm, but Rollins will push him out off the ropes, and then Rollins went for a big dive. Looked like he tweaked his knee a little bit. Afterwards, AJ would go for another phenomenal forearm, but ate a super kick instead. Wasn't able to get the stomp in because his knee buckled up, but Rollins was finally able to put it away with a pedigree and a stomp. So now your new world heavyweight champion is Seth freaking Rollins. I thought this was a pretty good opener. Solid match. I do believe I read this match was first because Seth Rollins is filming the movie, so yeah, hop on a plane and fly back to America. So that's one of the reasons I think they was including this as one of the main events. So because they had not 1, not 2, but 3 main events, and this is one of them. But it started out. But like I said, a good solid opener, good match, no complaints here. I don't think anybody complained about anything about this match. Match number 2 was Trish Stratus against Becky Lynch. And if you watch the whole pay-per-view, you would notice that all the female wrestlers were covered up. Almost from head to toe. Arms, I guess face, hands, that's all anybody's seen, because apparently Saudi Arabia don't like tatas. Anyway, Lynch would jump Trish from the get-go. They end up on the floor. Trish makes Lynch hit the table, the steps, and the ring post. And it was all Trish till Lynch countered a bulldog. Lynch almost put it away with her manhandle rock bottom move. They go outside again. Lynch follows Trish outside, throws Trish back in. Trish distracts the referee, and out pops up from under the ring Zoe Starks. She comes out and hits Becky Lynch with a Z360. I think before I was calling it the C360. My bad. But apparently it's the Z360. Anyway, she hit the Z360 on Becky Lynch, throws her back in. Trish would finish her off with a Stratisfaction.
You've got mail.
And Becky, or not Becky, but Trish Stratus would, and Zoe Stark would celebrate. Yeah, my phone distracted me again, speaking of distractions. But anyway, this match was actually better than I expected it to be, because Trish has had I think this is her first match since 2009 or 2019. So I thought there would be a little ring rust, but obviously Trish put the work in, I guess, to get the ring rust out. And like I said, this match was pretty good. I liked it. Alright, the third match of the night was for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion, the ring general, Gunther, against Mustafa Ali. Poor Mustafa Ali. He had his moments in this match, I will admit. Gave it his all, but Gunther really dominates this thing. Ali even got a close 2 count with a 450 splash. But he would go for another one, and Gunther would, hit that big drop kick, big front drop kick, I call it, and a power bomb, and put Ali away. But let me tell you, if you, like sometimes you talk with your buddies and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure we all do. Um, we'll be like, oh gosh, you know, like for me, for instance, it's like, man, I hate to, have to wrestle that guy, knowing I'll have to be chopped by certain people. One of them was like Wahoo McDaniel, Ron Garvin, some of the indie guys like Tank and Azrael. Yeah, because when you wrestle those guys, you just gotta brace yourself. You're gonna be chopped hard. Add Gunther to that list. I would hate to know that I was going to the arena. I look at my name and I'm wrestling Gunther, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna get the hide torn off of me by his chops. But Gunther is probably, I would say, one of my favorites right now to watch. Especially after that WrestleMania match with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. That kind of just, because I don't watch a lot of SmackDown, but now he's gonna be on Raw, so I definitely gonna get plenty of opportunities to see him wrestle now. But yeah, Gunther kept his title in this match. And that was kind of a no-brainer. Next is a match for the Raw Women's Championship. The champion Bianca Belair defended against Asuka, and I was definitely pleased with the finish of this match. Anyway, they started out throwing hands back and forth. Asuka wound up getting the advantage after they went outside the ring, and Asuka used Belair's hair to whip her to the steps. A few times in this match, Asuka would use Bianca's hair, and I was talking to a friend of mine about this. Like, man, how come she didn't like think about using her hair for a whip again like she used to? But I guess because she's a babyface now. But anyway, Bianca came back with her comeback moves of doom. She would avoid the mist, but Asuka would spray mist on her fingers, just like the Great Kabuki and Great Muta would do. As the ref was backing Belair back, Bianca went for a KOD, but she would get a eye full of mist-covered fingers. Burned her eyes. Asuka would hit a big kick, 1, 2, 3. Or Asuka would get the big kick, 1, 2, 3. And your new Raw Women's Champion is Asuka. Yeah, I think the one thing I complained about this match was, here's Bianca was outside, like, crying by her eyes, and how come nobody, like, hey, water, go tend to her eyes and stuff like that, sell the injury. So I think that was kind of a little miscue there on somebody, but don't know who. But yes, very happy now that Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion now. Alright, next up is the Smackdown Women's Championship. The champion Rhea Ripley defended against Natalya. Dominique, that hardened criminal, distracts Natalya. Rhea attacks her, and they both go outside, and Rhea just gave her a pretty good whooping from pillar to post. Literally, steps on the table everywhere. She throws Natalya back in the ring. Riptide, 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Successful title defense for Rhea Ripley. They did that. Okay, I found it funny. It's entertaining. Dominique jumping into Rhea's arms like that. And of course giving Natalya the business. But yeah, this match didn't last long at all. And I was thinking too, as soon as that match ended, it's like, okay, can we just, besides Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, just call one of them the Universal Women's Champion, the other one the World Women's Champion? Easy fix. Maybe later on, get 2 more belts, or maybe whatnot. Who cares? It makes no sense now. The SmackDown Women's Champion is on Raw, and the Raw Women's Champion is on SmackDown. Just call one or the other, and whenever you do draft again and they switch shows, it's not going to matter that much because you ain't get the show's title or the show's name on the, as a name of the title and all that. Anyway, next. Now we have the semi-main event. Main event number 2. Brock Lesnar versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Look like Cody Rhodes sobered up a little bit, so he's, dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging Brock Lesnar as best he could, but Brock got his hands on him and took him to Suplex City. Then Cody would realize he's got that cast on. He can use it as a weapon. Went for 1 crossroads, 2 crossroads, but the third one, Brock Lesnar countered and slapped on that Kimura lock, but Cody wouldn't give up, and he made it to the ropes. They would kick out of each other's finishers. Then Lesnar slapped on that Kimura lock again, this time put a little stink on it, causing Cody to pass out. Ref called it. Brock wins. Textbook on how heels go over on their feet. Babyface goes over on her back. Can't do it no better than that. Next. Now it's time for your main event. It's for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, your Undisputed Tag Team Champions, going against your Tribal Chief, Universal Heavyweight Undisputed Champion, Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa. Heyman announced his team, and then Sami introduced himself and KO in Arabic. That was kind of cool. Man, this crowd definitely loves Sami Zayn. That's the reason, KO kind of, looked around and heard the crowd and said, okay, Sami, you start this thing off. And of course, looked like Roman was going to start off too, but I guess the crowd kind of frustrated him a little bit, so he's like, Solo, take care of it. So it was Solo and Sami starting it off. Sami couldn't get anything on Solo, so he tagged in KO. KO got a little bit of advantage. He tagged back into Sami, double team on Solo. Roman comes in, levels Owens, and then this would distract Sami, and Solo would, clock in with a clothesline. A lot of heat on Sami, and I put this in my notes too. And yes, sorry to offend some of you, some of you folks, because if you really still, I understand not being okay. You can be like not a fan of someone, but you gotta give them credit for foul. If you can't really, no pun intended, acknowledge that, you're seeing now what Vince and everybody else seeing in Roman Reigns now, then you're just an internet wrestling troll, community troll. That's it. I understand not liking somebody. Hell, it's wrestlers I don't like, but I'm not going to say, hey, they don't deserve to be where they're going to be. I mean, everybody's in the major leagues for a reason. And heck, I don't control the pencil. I don't, I never booked. But anyway, this heel, Roman Reigns now, the swagger and the Larry Bird like trash talking during the matches, I think it's freaking cool. And he knows how to get heat and sells good for the babyface when they make their comebacks. As you see here, when the babyfaces made their comeback, he sold for Sami, sold for KO. They had the usual back and forth between the heels babyface. Referee gets bumped. Usos make their appearance. They take out KO. Super kick on Sami from Jimmy. Super kick from Jay. They went for a double super kick. Sami ducked, and they hit Solo, which made Roman pissed off. He pie faces Jimmy down. B-rates and pie faces Jay. Turns around, eats a super kick from Jimmy Uso. Jay's like, what'd you do? What'd you do? Why'd you do this? And Jimmy's like, hey, this is something you should have done a long time ago. And gave Roman another super kick. Usos leave, stunner, haluva kick on Solo would end it. Roman's in disbelief. Show is over. Now we finally, I guess, at least Jimmy, he's kind of splitting his thing now. Jay's in that turmoil again. It's like, okay, who do I choose now? My brother or my cousin? I mean, yeah, maybe it should have been Jay, I think, who finally said screw this and hit the super kick, the initial super kick on Roman instead of Jimmy, but because it seemed like Jimmy always bring Jay back in the fold because of that loyalty, that bloodline loyalty. But it was Jimmy who made that initial super kick on Roman. So at least as far as we know now, Jimmy's out. So Smackdown might be a little interesting. And like I said, I thought this was a pretty good show. Like I said, a lot of wrestling this weekend. NXT had their own little pay-per-view Sunday night as well, but I didn't catch that one. I guess that's bad of me, but oh well. But yeah, I thought all in all this is a pretty good show. I mean, well paced and everything. So like I said, I don't have too, except for the whole when Bianca went down and somebody, the ringside attendant should have been there to put, have towels and pour a little water in her eyes or whatever, trying to and rush her to the back so she just sitting on the steps, crying and screaming, her eyes. But yeah, somebody missed the ball on that one. But other than that, not bad. Anyway, this does it for this year's Night of Champions premium event review show. Like I said, if you enjoyed this content, be a champ, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment, tell me what you think of the Night of Champions. Other than that, you folks have a good one and take it easy.